This is a 2006. That would be a Honda Pilot. And the purpose of this video is that the owner of the vehicle, this is the original key. It opens the door, but it doesn't, in the ignition, it won't turn. So, as you can see, now you never want to force a key. Don't ever force it. You just want to kind of gentle in and out, jiggle it, right? Try the other direction. Jiggle in and out, jiggle it out. So, the problem is the dirt inside of here. They're called wafers. And these keys, they get dirt, somehow maybe a little bit of debris. Or over time, sliding this in and out of the ignition shaves the metal off, which can also clog the wafer on the inside. Now, I would like to think that you could kind of tap it down. Don't do it with the plastic. Check for debris and anything in there. Chances are I'm having the same results. What I did is I just removed the ignition. This is the ignition. It goes beneath the steering column. So once you have this removed, and if you want to know how to remove this, I actually have other videos that show you how to remove the screws. Once you remove it, keep in mind, there's two plugs. So each one of these are a terminal. And these are both females. You'll click the male and pull it out. Click the bottom male and pull it out. When you loosen one screw, do not remove the screw completely unless you can loosen the other one. So make sure they're both loose. These are tricky to remove. Don't just go take one bolt out, and then if you don't get this one out, then you already took one out. You're kind of in trouble. So make sure you could actually loosen both of them, and you're able to remove this. All right, let's have a look at this, shall we? This is the back side of it. There was an electrical connector to it. It took maybe 2 or 3 screws. There's no spring in here that I could see, nothing to see. The electrical part comes off. So you'll have 1, 2, and the black electrical, unscrew it. All right, now that you have that, and this is removed. Let's have a look at this side. So I could see that there's a switch here. This arm looks like it's bent. It's not. It's just the way it is. So let's have a look at this. So I'm guessing when you introduce electricity to this, this triggers this down, and it allows power to circulate back to the engine. So it causes what we call open or closed circuit. All right. So we're gonna, another thing to keep in mind. Look at the color of the screws, but look at this one. So it turns out there's only one silver screw, and the rest are all electrical. Let's go ahead and remove these. Since we're gonna unscrew all of this, we could go ahead and leave the electrical terminal on this one in its place. So let's go ahead and remove the screws. Now see how this one's silver, and the rest have a copper looking finish to it. So let's do this. See, 2 different colors. They're also 2 different screws. Notice that? All right, let's continue. This is not an easy job. You go to a locksmith and yeah, they go through a lot. They make it look easy, but please believe me, they got practice, a whole lot of it. You're gonna want napkins, because if you do remove the tumbler out of here, what we call this inside the sleeve, there's grease and whatnot. So let's see what this does. There we go. But this piece also comes out too. So we're gonna look inside of here. There's no spring. So it's just all electrical, but I'm going to remove it for the time being. Make sure you're working on a clean surface. So, look at this. Just see, it was right here. Watch. So that's number 1. Let's look at number 2. Maybe there's another screw. Oh, yep, there's another screw. So then that would be a total of 4 brass or gold looking screws, 1 silver. There we go. So it's just a plastic cover. Let's have a look on this side. I took it off and so this goes inside of here like that. It's a cover. Alrighty. So this is the electrical part, and when it comes to something electrical like this, you definitely want to be careful. So let's go ahead and take this and look at it and removed it. So nothing's fallen off. So far so good. Everything looks good. All the wires are intact. We're going to place that down. Now let's have a look at that. Huh. You know, back then you would be able to put your screw in there and push a pin down. And I would think this is the pin. Oh, it moved. And of course the screw will come out. Look how dirty it is in there. Wow, that's pretty dirty in there. I don't even know how dirt would get in there. And this is spring loaded, this arm here. So let's see this again. Remember how that went in? There. There. And then the spring. But since there's a spring on there, we're going to remove this. Because I don't want to drop any parts and have to look around for them. But just keep in mind how everything goes, so you can put it back together. Okay, so we're going to look at the back side. Look at this locking pin. Oh, okay. So if the key is out, it just springs. You put the key in, you push it. Of course, this is for the steering wheel. When it pops up, it engages into a groove and locks the steering wheel. But we need to know how to remove this. Get this key cylinder out. So I have the key in. I'm wiggling the ignition, and the ignition is not coming out. What we call the sleeve. So it's not coming out. You can't pull it out. Let's put the key in, and it ain't coming out either. So I see that as I stick the key in, I notice this piece here, right here, is rising. Watch. Goes up. Goes down. So maybe that's the trick. Maybe we have to lift this up, and that removes the ignition. So let's see if we could do it without the key and just lift it up with our pick. And no, the answer is no, it doesn't work that way. So computer needs another update. So how do we remove this? I wonder if, because I pushed this and this piece went down. Look, it moved. I wonder if it comes out rather than going in. If you, also too, by me working on this napkin, I noticed, look at it, looks like glitter. Oh, look at that. So let's have a look. And it came out. Look at that. So the button I was pushing, it doesn't go down. It actually comes out. And you know what? It's magnetized. Look at that. Or it was just super greasy. Let's see if this comes out now. Nope. So it still doesn't come out. Oh, I'm starting to see something here. It's a good thing we have a video so we know how everything goes back, right? Just a memory. A game of memory. Alright, so now that I looked at everything, there's a pin here. And these pins, you don't push them down. They don't push down. You actually pull them out. And what they do is they use a little sleeve, and they hold it on top, and they just crush it in there, the pin. If you were to pull the pin out, I'm sure that this sleeve would come out. But if before I pull this out, and this would be the pin, it's not moving. It's not a loose piece either. So it's in there. It'd be really a tough thing to get that out. All right, so let's just, before I do that though, what happened here? Could we insert a button, maybe something? I mean, was there like a hidden button? Let's go ahead and pull that off and poke it. There's nothing spring activated. Nothing I can see. Does the key doesn't, I don't feel the key going in and out. I definitely don't feel anything that has to release the sleeve. And I don't see any moving motion parts in there. Okay. Now what about this side? We're going to remove the key again. What about here? Now I've never done this style of ignition. This would be my first one on this kind of style. And I know I'm digging around. I'm just having a look. Let me try the other side of the pick. See how these picks come in handy? I highly recommend you get them. You buy a set. They're at Harbor Freight. You get about 4 or 5 of them in a package. No, I don't do my teeth with them. Okay, I found something that... Oh, look at that. Look at this piece picks up. So will the ignition come out then? All right, let's find out. Let's pop this bad boy up and pull the ignition out. Nope. Let's put the key in because this pops up when you put the key in. See? And let's see if we can get it even to pick up even further. And the key doesn't, the ignition does not come out. All right. Being that we got the debris out, that metal, I wonder if the ignition works now. Let's find out. Okay, so this goes underneath. This is how it would fit. I got the key in the ignition. And no nothing. And turn the key the other way. Wiggle it in there. Let's talk to it. Come on, Mr. Honda. And then don't force the key. I'm going to try a different angle. So now the first angle was up. Let's try it sideways. Still nothing. Rotate the key the opposite direction. I could feel it. I could literally feel like some of the wafers are working, just not all of them. Yeah, not all of them. Okay, so I don't even know why I did that. All right, so this really wants to turn, but I'm not going to force it. And let's see if I can get some more debris out of here. Yeah, look at that. So it really wasn't dirt. It was metal shavings from the key. Huh. But whatever it did, it definitely caused damage. Now, let's rotate it the opposite direction. Why am I doing this? Because inside of the wafers, there's itty bitty springs. Little tiny fellas. And who knows? Maybe one of those springs is either bent and destroyed. It could be dirt. I mean, one of the metal fragments. The whole point is I'm trying to get this key to turn because I'm under the impression if I turn this key, maybe the tumbler will back out. It'll come out and I won't have to remove this pin. So we might learn something from this video. We might not. An overall thing is just call a locksmith, right? Oh, I found something there. Okay, now let's clean this key off. Being that there's nothing electrical now in this, I wonder if it'd be a great idea to spray carburetor cleaner in here. Now, you're going to end up having to lubricate this if you've done that. If you do take that option, I'll tap it down again just for the debris. And I wonder if that would be a good option. Now we're going to do this upside down. So let's get the key in there. And I'm pulling the key in and out. And I'm not having no luck as of right now. Oh, by the way, see it moving? So when the key turns, this is the lock part. This turns and activates. Well, first it unlocks your steering wheel and it triggers the ignition. So I'm not getting it. This is upside down. Let's try it upside one more time. And it's not going anywhere. We're going to try it this way now. Come on, Mr. Honda. I guess I'll talk to it a little bit. Remember, don't force the key. I could see this mechanism moving right there. See it? Watch. See? Now when I take it, I don't see... Oh, yeah. I can see some of that. Huh. And then when I push the back, I could see that move. This move. Nope. So... the wafers are the wafers on the inside, or some people call them tumblers. Wafers are jammed. It would be nice if this would. Hey, it'd be wonderful if it just clicks, right? I mean, we should have patience. I mean, my next method is to get some oil in there. Maybe in and out will loosen one of those wafers. No, and I don't see that happening. I'll turn it sideways. In and out. See if it turns. Oh! I got one of it to turn. Oh, I'm afraid to let it go. Come on, mister. Too late. I let it go. Well, it was turning. So let's try it the opposite direction. First, loosen everything up. Alright, guys. This is not going to be an easy video. So I could tell you right now, we're going to have to pull that pin. So let's find that pin again. Now remember, we removed this one. And it moved up and down, but I really don't know its purpose until I get this out and I'm able to see what the purpose of this was. I thought it was magnetized. It's not. It's just dirty. Grease was holding on to it. So there was no other way of getting this out. So it looks like, we're going to have to remove this pin. And the pin has to pop out. If you were to drill it down, that's not going to matter. The reason why is because if you stick a drill in here, you're only going to drill the top part of it. Yeah, you'll only be drilling the top part. If you drill inwards, and the bottom will still be down there. And plus, if you were to drill a big hole in this, I'm guessing, of course I'm taking a guess at this, that this ignition is just going to fall out on you. Well, can it? Let's see. Yeah, I'm guessing it will fall out on you. It's possible. I mean, because you have these that hold it in place. But I'm going to have to pop this pin out. I'm going to tell you how I would do it if I was to try to remove this pin. I would actually drill next to it, so it'll look like the number 8. I would drill next to it, get slightly low without damaging it, and see if I could pull this piece out. Look, I'm trying to pick at it. Let's see, maybe I could nope. It's in there. Well, they use a tool to wedge it in there. It's a small piece of metal. And I do have numerous picks. As you can see, I already damaged this one off a previous project. Oh, wow, that one felt like... Huh. I wonder if I could get something in there and maybe bend the metal ever so slightly. You know what would help? If I was to have put some reading glasses on, it'll really magnify it and I could look in there. Yeah, I'm correct. It's a piece of metal. It's in there. Oh, wow. So check this out. It wouldn't matter drilling it because look how long that metal would be. So that metal would be as long as this red thing. The red plastic that came off this. So really, that's how long that piece is. It's as long as this red piece. So drilling it, really, I don't recommend it. And then I can't get beneath it to pop it out another way. So, and I don't see another way of this ignition. I don't see how the ignition removes. Let's see. Put the key in. Or what if I put the key partially in? And as you can see, I'm going to try to separate this from here. So I'm pulling it apart. I'm even wiggling the key. I'm even going to put my hand there. See if I could. And no, this piece don't come out. So I'm guessing you do have to remove that screw. I mean, that pin. So this project, I'll tell you, it was pretty cool. I'm going to have to go to the garage, grab a different tool. This pin is not loose. It's not wiggling in there. It is super tight. And I don't have tiny needle noses or a tool to pull this out. I mean, even these picks are not that strong. So, let's not make a mess. Alrighty, well, sorry guys, but there might have to be a part 2 video on this. So I'm going to go ahead and drill it. I'm not going to show you while I drill it. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Try to get that pin out. Oh, by the way, the Y figure 8 is so I could get some tiny needle noses in there and pinch it and pull the sleeve out. Because I'm going to want to put that sleeve back in there. So don't drill this piece. But we're going to find this out in the next video. So I'm going to stop the video from here. I was unsuccessful on this attempt. Until I drill this out, I'll get the video and I'll show you exactly. Once I drill that part, I'll show you with the needle noses how I pull the piece out, and we'll go from there. So thank you for watching this one, and I hope this helps out somewhat, gives you a general idea of how this, in case you took it apart and you didn't know how it goes back together. Oof, that was pretty cool.